What did we learn from the plight of thousands of African students who were caught in the middle of the two biggest major global crises? Do you remember the stress African students experienced when they were stuck in Ukraine? Or just a few years ago when we saw online the images of African students and what they were experiencing in China at that time, which was a time where governments, world governments were flirting, or should I say were in bed with authoritarianism. It was a time in history where humanity experienced one of the smartest viruses ever known to mankind, an era where it was too dangerous for you to run your business, but big corporations were allowed to run theirs. A point in history where the people of the world were told to stay at home to save lives, but the affluent and well-connected could freely gallivant around the world in peace. However, what I vividly remember from that period in human history was observing that in the Western world, the only thing that was spreading faster than the virus itself was censorship and the loud calls for more restrictions on free speech. I mean, even authoritarian regimes around the world were horrified by the West move. How could they not be? Seeing the beacon, the gatekeepers of free speech and human rights eat at the same restaurant as them and sit at the most expensive tables as them. Anyway, let's get back to the topic. Now, my question to that is this: what did we learn, especially in regards to the Ukraine situation with African students? What did we learn from that, and are we even prepared now, today, if something similar was to happen again? We don't wish it happens, but just in case. Listen, this was my solution during the same week when we all found out what was happening to African students in Ukraine. Also keep in mind, I was thinking on my feet as it was happening. But before I show you the video, I want to make one thing clear. Please do not harass or bother the content creator mentioned in this video. This is for educational purposes only. This is an emergency meeting regarding African students who are stuck in Ukraine and not allowed to cross to the Polish borders. Look here, we keep repeating the same mistakes and complaining about the same results. Meanwhile, we have the numbers to bring about the change that's needed. The same thing happened during the COVID crisis with African students stuck in China. Anyways, my solution is straightforward. We select a person like my brother Wodemaya for the simple reason that he spoke about it. We flowed his inbox to inform him that we have appointed him as the spokesperson of this urgent gathering of Africa's top generals. I mean, this is an emergency meeting. We don't have time for elections. We authorize him to create a GoFundMe account to raise money to charter planes, and he must share the link so we can also do the same. Next, we flowed the Twitter account of the chairperson of the African Union Commission, Mr. Musa Faki Mahmat, to meet with our spokesperson. The goal is to demand the African Union to negotiate a corridor with Poland to allow our brothers and sisters to jump on buses that will take them straight to the airports to get on planes we've hired to be taken to one of Africa's capital city. We must also remind Poland that when they were running away from World War II, we in East Africa did welcome them with open arms. Anyways, when our people get to safety, then we can organize how they can reach their final destination. We are not asking the African Union for money, we are bringing money. Listen, some African airlines are currently struggling financially, so we are not just being our sisters and brothers keepers, we are also putting food on our families' tables. Once this mission is complete, the spokesperson will be relieved from his mission, then we'll take it from there. Listen, the African Union is our organization. It's time we start using it. Whether we like how they handle things or not, this is not the time to play politics. Together we can take care of our people the same way others are doing for their folks. The world has shown us many times that they do not care about us. Maybe it's time we finally internalize that and start doing for self. If you are listening to this and it sounds like something you wouldn't participate in, that's fine. Just keep moving. We don't want no negativity around here. I apologize in advance to brother Wodemaya for putting so much pressure. Sorry, bro. However, these are the types of action we can take collectively to bring about the change that we need to see. Remember, self-reliance is the only science. Sincerely yours, thank you. We keep repeating the same mistakes and complaining about the same result, even though we have the numbers to bring about the changes that's needed. However, at the time, some people were in denial and were posting videos, asking what was the African Union doing, or the politicians in their countries, what they were doing in regards to the situation either in China or in Ukraine. Same thing. When deep down they knew, based on past events, that not much or nothing at all was being done. It's like They were waiting at the train station where, in a country where the national railway system collapsed 60 years ago. You see, the only thing that comes to that train station is the thought in your mind that tells you to stop wasting your time and either go home or start walking to your destination. Anyways, based on that video, some people asked me why I wasn't the one to implement that idea since it was my idea. You see, at the time I didn't have a big reach. I had a tiny group of followers and I couldn't affect serious change. At least that's how I felt. Nevertheless, I posted the video and some people took it and shared it in various social media platforms. Although I only had TikTok at the time, so I wasn't aware of what was going on. It was only later when I started getting text messages from folks I hadn't spoken to in ages and strangers reaching out and sending me messages that I realized there's something wrong here. And then I found out that it was because of that video. But still, deep down, I also felt like people would trust a household name more, especially when it came to giving money, rather than trusting the African Diary with all these great revolutionary ideas. However, in hindsight, I think I should have never mentioned his name for the simple reason that those type of shoes do not come in all sizes. They either fit or they don't. Moreover, if you have other commitments, you don't want a mob of Africans flooding your messages to force you out of your comfort zone. Nevertheless, this could have been a perfect opportunity for me to kickstart my political career and squeeze myself into the African Union and try to see if there was anything we can do from the inside to reclaim our organization. Since the African diaspora and the Africans at home would have been backing backing the whole plan. But alternatively, we could have also start a fresh organization, 100% African. But back to my initial question, what did we learn from this experience, and are we prepared in case a similar situation was to happen again? Well, in my personal opinion, we didn't learn anything new. We already knew that we were on our own. And I seriously doubt we are ready in case it happened again, because we keep repeating the same mistakes over and over. But it is time for us. It is up to us to internalize the fact that we are on our own, then organize and act accordingly and stop waiting for miraculous solutions. Therefore, this is my advice to African students abroad, and I urge you to pass this message around. Create WhatsApp groups or a society in your university, and whenever you see a fellow African student on campus, ask them if they would like to join the group. Tell them that the sole purpose of that initiative is to communicate about important matters only and share information. For example, if you are leaving the country and you want to sell or give away some of your stuff, to alert people about security issues on campus or in the city, to ask any question you may have, maybe someone in the group may have the answer you are looking for, or to seek support if you are going through a loss. Because, or you might be new in the university and you want to meet new people. Just create a community. Now, I'm not suggesting that, for you guys to sleep with each other, even though those might be some of the perks. But the main goal here is that in case of emergency, we can reach all of you at once. Please like, share, and subscribe. Take care.
We, ni nini?